Good morning. I'm Chaplain John Rollison with the Homestead Reserve Base Chapel, and thank you so much for joining us for day 7 of our Advent devotional readings and then lesson from the Advent Conspiracy Ministry. Today's reading is from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1, verses 18 through 21. This is how the birth of Jesus the Messiah came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph, but before they came together, she was found to be pregnant through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband, was faithful to the law, yet did not want to expose her to public disgrace, he had in mind to divorce her quietly. But after he had considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. And she will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins." Now, when we study the Gospels, we know that Luke, the Gospel of Luke, shows Mary's account of Jesus' birth, and then the Gospel of Matthew, which we just read, shows Joseph's account of Jesus' birth. Now, here we learn that Joseph found out that Mary was pregnant. He knew that he wasn't the father, and being a just man, he was going to put her away. We read that he was going to divorce her quietly. Now, apparently he was perhaps embarrassed by this, but he had in mind, because he was a good man, not to do anything that would hurt her, and that's why he wanted to do it quietly. Now, in his sovereignty, God cleared up the matter for Joseph in a dream, and he understood what happened, and he did what the angel in the dream told him to do. But what about the rest of Mary's family? What about Mary's closest friends and her community? It's likely that early in Jesus' life, he perhaps walked under a cloud of shame because some could never accept such a fantastical story as a virgin conception. Maybe they ever even told anybody, and they thought that Joseph was just foolish for marrying her. We don't know, because we can't be dogmatic about it. The Bible doesn't tell us. But in others' minds, perhaps Mary and even Jesus himself were not what they should be. Now, God is apparently perfectly okay with that. In fact, what we might call black sheep are exactly the sort of people that Jesus came for. We read in Matthew 1:21, "You will call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." And Jesus really had no other option than to come through a family tree with broken branches, a family tree like yours, a family tree like mine. Every one of us is a black sheep. But thank God for the perfect Lamb who came to save black sheep like you and like me. Now, who comes to your mind when you think of a black sheep? Is it you? Is it somebody else? And how does Jesus' mission to save people change your view of others? I pray this brought you hope and encouragement today. And until tomorrow, I'm Chaplain John Rollison with the Homestead Reserve Base Chapel.